right, guys, welcome to World Cup 2026 Extra Time. Do you like my new digs? They'd be that way for a few weeks or about a week here, uh, in an undisclosed location. It's vacation, family vacation, so I'm just kind of enjoying it and doing some World Cup updates every morning for the next week. So we had Group C and D's second round of matches yesterday. We'll go by group here because everything obviously leads into something else. So we'll start with the good old US of A playing Australia yesterday. And even though Christian Pulisic was a no-go yesterday, announced about 2 hours before the starting lineups came out, the US took care of business by the score 2-0 over Australia. Cameron Burgess gave the US another own of Australia gave the US the first beneficiary of own goals in two consecutive matches, although Flo Balogun pretty much did most of the work himself. And then after a offsides call, Alex Freeman ended up scoring in the 43rd minute. And apparently Seattle just rocked when they announced that overturn. So the United States clinched themselves a spot in the round of 32. First time that they clinched themselves a knockout round spot before the third game of their group stage. They looked dominant here, especially in the first half. Second half got a little chippy. A bunch of yellow cards were given out to the US. I know Richards got one. A bunch of other players got one as well. But that made the result later on. Yeah, two. But Robinson and Balogun in the 56th and the 89th minute, uh, which made the next result more importantly. US just didn't, Australia just didn't look, I wouldn't say right. I think a lot of people thought that they would be the worst team in this group going in. It was a little bit of a mixed bag for them though here. Wouldn't be too upset with this loss. US just that looks like they're on a mission right now. I don't know if they're gonna be a World Cup team, but maybe the round of 16 wasn't just a prediction that I would have made with them beforehand. Maybe I would have thought a little bit higher, but we'll see what happens. The US again clinched their round of 16 spot, and then later on in the night they clinched the group because the only team that could have passed them, well, at least head to head, would have been Turkey, and boy, they ended up having one of their players having the most beating Richards completion rate record, having 98 for 98 passes. Paraguay scored in the second minute from Galarza. Miguel and then Miguel Amaran got sent off at the end of the first half in the 45 plus three, and then they didn't do anything for the rest of the game. This is a gut wrencher. 32-7 in shots, 26-5 in chances created. Paraguay did not have a quarter in this entire game, and Turkey loses 1-0 to Paraguay. That is rough. US guaranteed, and by the way, Almiron being the first red card for covering his mouth when speaking during confrontation, which is a rule that you cannot do due to racism allegations in soccer. So that turned out to be the first red card for that. But this is bad. This was just really bad for the United States overall. So they are out. Group D's final games are Turkey and USA Thursday at 10. Meaningless game now. Turkey is out. USA can't do anything better than clinching their spot in the round of 32 for a game on Wednesday, July 1. Paraguay and Australia is the game to watch because that game will essentially be for second place in the group. Australia would clinch with a tie or a win. Paraguay would clinch with a win. So that was Group D. Let's go back in the alphabet to Group C. Morocco and Scotland. Another quick goal. This one even quicker by Ismail Salabari. 71 seconds in. That was 1-0. And that was all that was needed. Scotland looked a lot better towards the end of this game and ended up being not a bad possession battle, like 41-58. got some shots on goal. They got chances late, but Tartan Army can only get you so far because Morocco does have a little bit more of a team that can kind of be talented out there and looked pretty good out there. He seems to have. So Salvar is the only guy who has been scored for Morocco and scored early and often by this team. So it's like Scotland. They do have a good story out there. Hopefully they can get in at least through third places because I think second place is going to be a hard thing for them to get because Brazil showed up to the World Cup. What a game for them. 3-0 Haiti against Haiti, playing in Philadelphia. Matthias Cunha, the goal in the 23rd minute, and then a goal again in the 36th minute. And then Cindias Jr. keeps the scoring going, scoring right at the end of the first half in stoppage time. This was just a fun, fun game for Brazil, one that they needed really. Uh, Haiti just got outclassed here, unfortunately. I hate to say it, but sometimes you're going to see that from a lot of these CONCACAF teams out there, and I've been giving them credit. I thought Panama could have a nice little run. They didn't really look good in their first game. He actually played a pretty good first game against Scotland, but Scotland took care of them, kind of willing on against them late. And you needed that point because this was a point that they were not going to get, and they didn't. So, kind of a little bit of a take the foot off the gas in the second half as well. So, Brazil is in a good position to get themselves Group C, I believe. Because of the goal differential, that's a huge factor in getting them. So they will play Wednesday, Scotland and Brazil. They'll play in Miami. That's a very interesting game. They'll play at the 6 o'clock time slot, and then Morocco and Haiti will play also at 6 o'clock. That'll be in Atlanta. By the way, for the Thursday games, the US will play in LA, and Paraguay and Australia will play in San Francisco. We'll talk about Group E and Group F tomorrow at this same time. My name is Stephen Rabinowitz. This has been World Cup 2026 Extra Time. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the various channels. I will talk to you tomorrow, pretty much right around this time.